Weatherland. Here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, boy, it felt good out there today with that sunshine this afternoon. In fact, more intervals of sun have busted out earlier today. Tomorrow, I think a later onset of sun, but still a nice spring-like pattern. Main issue in the near term and over the next couple of nights is probably going to be fog through the morning hours. So let's take a look at the big picture as we look at the water vapor imagery. And we have pretty much two major features guiding our weather. High pressure that's down here in Mexico that's exerting its muscle into the Gulf of Mexico. Low pressure off the west coast, and that's pushing the storm track with the subtropical jet coming out of the Pacific through the southwest and then just north of the region. So good news for us, bad news for our friends to the north. They're going to see a fair bit of rain eventually, and they're already seeing some today, and we'll see more down the line, and we'll see that in our rivers locally down the line as well. Meanwhile, in the west, there were flash flood watches and snow advisories out for the Sierra, and more showers across the southwest where you can see some of those flash flood watches going right now. Locally, just fair to partly cloudy skies, and now with the time change, we can show you the visible satellite imagery because it doesn't darken until the next hour. But this was the fog deck that we saw earlier today. It busted out to a broken strata Q cloud deck, and now we have fair to partly cloudy skies, some high-level cirrus clouds, and fog getting ready to come back in from the Gulf of Mexico. There's a patch of fog right here off the Vermilion and Cameron Parish coastline. So plan on clouds and fog moving back in tonight. It's all going to be dictated on how thick the fog gets by how strong the winds are. If the winds get down to 4 or less, we're going to have fog. 63, 64 the low tonight. Tomorrow, the fog and clouds burn off to partly sunny skies again for the afternoon. We'll be in the upper 70s. I think we'll hit 79 for a high and a little bit of a south-southwest breeze at about 10 to 18 tomorrow afternoon. And then we do it all over again tomorrow night going into Friday morning with fog, clouds, and mild temperatures. And then Friday, mostly cloudy skies, fewer maybe afternoon breaks in those clouds, but still a few intervals of sunshine to make it feel like spring. And that spring-like pattern will stay with us as we head into the weekend and beyond. Storm track staying well to the north of us as we go into next week as well. In fact, I really don't see a big change until later next week. We'll talk more about that coming up tonight at 6. Meanwhile, as we look at the fog product tonight, everybody sees visibilities going down to about a half mile or so. Suggestions are the thickest fog could be over eastern Louisiana where there is a dense fog advisory in effect. None for Acadiana right now, but that'll likely change at some point, perhaps later tonight for some spots. And then tomorrow night we do it all over again through Friday morning with the threat of late night fog and clouds developing. So tomorrow's 24-hour forecast, we start out in the 60s, warm up into the upper 70s with those intervals of sunshine. Should be a nice afternoon, early evening again tomorrow. We'll go 79 the high tomorrow. We'll push 80 on Friday and upper 70s to lower 80s into this weekend with rain chances 20% or less through the middle part of next week. We could see increasing rain chances toward the end of next week and maybe, just maybe, a little bit of a cool front arriving toward the end of next week or the following weekend. And we're probably done with 40s, but we might see 50s again before March is done. But right now, it's just 60s and near 80 for the next 8 or 9 days.
Look at that 10-day forecast.
Yeah, exactly right.
Thanks, Rob.